Alright, hello, stargazers. Welcome in. How is everybody doing today? Hello. Hello, Whites and Getsu. Hello, MG. Hello, Johnny Virgil. Hello, KLMX. Hello, World Stratus. Hello, Weston Fox. Hello, Kisakai. Hello, Cerulean. Hello, Caliber. And hello, Newbie! Newbie, it is good to see you! This is a stream that you can attend! I am glad to hear you. I'm glad to see you here. Hello, Lilithic. Hello, Babylon. I hope you're doing well. And hello, Seko. Hello. I hope everyone is having a good day. Yeah, this is not story or gameplay, so you can you can actually join this one. Popped in when you were saying how is everyone doing today, and it made it sound like what the hell is everyone doing today? And I was like, what the heck? It's only been 2 minutes. What is everyone doing wrong so quickly? Oh jeez. That would be scary if that was the case, but no, we're good. Everyone is fine. Everyone is fine. Hello, Fire and Ice. Welcome in. No gameplay? Well, at least Newbie can watch the stream, right? Because Newbie's trying to avoid spoilers as well. But yeah, I mean, this is a Thursday stream anyway, so it is Thursday, right? Yes, it's Thursday. There's been a few times the chaos started during the loading stream. Yeah, Thursday's chill. I mean, you know, as chill as you guys will let it be. Daho and RQ, hello. No, you are not late. You're not late. You're not late at all. It is all good. Hello, Locked Key. No, you guys aren't late at all. You're saying that one Thursday live is worth less than the others? I'm not saying it's worth less, I'm saying it's different. Wait, what? Where do you get I'm saying that it's worth less? I said it's different. That sounds like a challenge. Oh, goodness. Different does not mean worth less. Different is different. I think that it's clearly worth less from your words. It's different! Thursday is art day! Thursday is art day, or admiration of art day. What? Alright, Vesa, your timeline was a little off. It wasn't the previous 2 minutes, it was the latter 2 minutes. Why do we have croissants in chat? Can see the future, yay! Six Bricks, hello, welcome in. Thursday is croissant day, why? Vesso skipped ahead 2 minutes, he needs to rewind. Oh my gosh. Blah. But yeah, I hope everybody is doing well. What? I don't know what that means, dog. Anyway. Goodness. You guys are a bunch of crazies. Alright. We will go into- what? It's JoJo? Oh, okay. I don't know anything about JoJo. I know nothing about JoJo. There's a donut shop near you that started making donuts out of croissants? I'm trying to think if I've ever heard of that before. I guess it would be similar to a Kreller? A donut out of a croissant. Those are extremely different doughs, though. One is multi-layered and flaky, and the other is, much more dense. How would that work? She doesn't know JoJo? That was funny. Bye forever? Wait, what? What? I'm sorry, I don't know anything about one anime. It's like flaky and very crispy, but in a delightful way. That is interesting. I'm trying to think of like how that would work though. Is it frosted? Is it a frosted croissant? Or is it like glazed? The anime? Why is it the anime? We needed to do a JoJo design review stream like this one, but JoJo? What? Now I'm craving for croissants. I lay the responsibility on you, Starlight. All you have to know about JoJo is that the answer to "is that a JoJo reference" is always yes. Noted. Noted. They call them Cronuts? Wait, that actually does sound familiar now. I feel like I've heard of this. I'm late, I'm THLPH. Hello, THLPH. You guys aren't late, you're all good. And I don't know, I'm not like... You review JoJo or Dune, pick your poison. I don't know anything about either, but neither of them seem like they would be up my alley. I ironically did have a commission, though, where I did have to make an emote for somebody in the JoJo style. That was actually for Sea Hero. I drew him using a JoJo screen cap that I was provided. Does that count? JoJo, Dune, or Honkai? Can't... Monday JoJo stream. Both of them have a desert arc? Okay. It was you. You were the source of that PFP he randomly uses. Well, yeah, he's my commissioner. You say that in such a threatening way. What do you mean by that? You are the source of that PFP he randomly uses. Yeah, I am. Is that such a surprise? You say this as if I've just, like... Newbie, you say this as if this is like some great Star Wars reveal. What is going on here? I feel like that would not be much of a surprise, no? It's amazing, keep going, don't stop there. I was given a screenshot, that is the extent of my understanding. It just doesn't seem like it would be up my alley. It's not the type of art style that I would normally go with. Not that surprised, I just didn't know. You wrote it in such an accusatory way, though. You're like, it was you. You were the one. Alright, anyway. Let's jump in to our reviews here. Roswell, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. That's If I said it like a normal person, it wouldn't be funny. That's fair. Like the image of someone grabbing the cat after it tipped over the box. Alright, let's go to our camp. I didn't do the free roll yet. Did you like W dancing on your head? You guys make interesting choices. That is all I will say. You guys make interesting choices. Alright, let's jump in here. We're gonna go here. Hello, Suzerain. We're going to go here and go here. There we go. Alright. What? Alright. We'll start with our free roll. For today. The voices are active. Yes, Suzerain says I need a blanket. Yes, yeah, we're past that now, thankfully. Thankfully, because that was getting really awkward. I was doing some stages that were feeling awkward, too. I was doing the event stages, and they were killing me. Alright. Let's see how this goes. Alright. Stop it with the roach emojis! You guys are so goofy. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, really? I don't think I've ever done good daily rolls today on stream before. Hi Fang, welcome in. Nice to see you.
And I will do our best to serve Rhodes Island.
I don't think I've ever done good daily rolls yet. In either banner. In either limited banners. I don't think I've done good daily rolls. That's okay then. That's okay. Hi Fang. Welcome in, Fang. Alright. Cute horse. I do like Fang. She is a great horse. Her name confuses me, but that's okay. Last two limited banners, I got a 6-star on my dailies. I'll send you the luck. I mean, if nothing happens, it's fine because we're good on the banner. So like, we've got no pity. I understand, and if that's what it is, it's fine. But I'll still do the shorts. I'll still do the shorts. I thought Fang was Lupo for so long. Yeah, that's very understandable. That's very understandable. Fang is cool. I love Fang. Your name is Fang, you're not a Lupo. It's really, yeah, it is confusing, I agree. Alright. Let's go here. Let's go here, and let's skip all the way back to, I think we stopped at Palace before, right? And I was told that everything should be okay here. So let's see, we are at... Shoot, I remembered where this was at one point. Dang it, okay. I know I looked at one point, now I'm confused. Alright, I think it's past here a little bit. There we go, okay. This is where I was trying to go. This is where we were trying to be. Why not from the very first one? Because we've reviewed up to about here now. I did not miss the first one, no. I did not miss the first one. Alright, alright. So Rosa is the next one, huh? I did not miss, no, I didn't miss any. I didn't miss any, guys. I didn't miss any. Look, regardless of my own feelings, I was also just told to skip it in general, so... I follow the ones who give me the advice to skip it in general. I trust they know what they're doing. I trust they know what they're doing. Alright. Rosa. Masterpiece. Okay. Oh! Okay, very fitting name, very fitting name. This is really pretty, let's see here. Okay, so are these brushes? These are brushes. They're brushes on... Okay, so she's on a turning gear. There's brushes here. Okay, so they're like paintbrushes because it's masterpiece because it's like a painting. It's a very interesting way of using the motifs to have them on gears and turntables and things. Very, very, very Russian monarch aesthetic in this one. It's pretty though. Yeah, so there's definitely a feeling of royalty, like you were saying, Russian monarch, right? There's definitely a feeling of royalty here. I like the teddy bears. They're helping her with her dress. I'm noticing this one at the bottom is sort of helping her flare her dress out for the portrait. It's also interesting because you can kind of see where it breaks here. You've got the curtains for the frame, and then where the curtain is actually oh wait, are these two? These aren't connected, are they? No, they aren't connected. These are actually two curtains. You have a falling curtain behind it, and then an open and clean and symmetrical curtain in front. So there is something interesting there. There's sort of a feeling of chaos and like it's fallen over, right? So that's interesting. You have a fallen over curtain, because I'm assuming that this would be the center of it, or well, either way, it's tilted, right? And then in the front for the portrait, it's very pristine, even, grounded, and symmetrical. Like the little spinning figure in those music boxes. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Alright, I feel like this is something where we need to look at the detail a little bit. There's a lot of little hidden motifs here. We've got this bear who looks like he's stuck in the mirror and doesn't look happy, is very distressed about this. We've got these stage curtains that are falling. We've got this bear that is moving everything. We've got this bear who is operating one of the brushes. I'm guessing these are supposed to represent the paints. These are all the primary colors in these glass cases. So I think this would be, well, okay, I say that, but then there's just yellow here on this side repeated. I don't think there's any more paints. I feel like these would be paints though, because why else would it be the primary colors? But then there's just this one random repeat of the yellow on it. I don't really know what that's about. So this bear looks like he's operating one of the brush tools. This one looks like he's operating one of the brush tools. This one is moving the gears. This one is working on the dress. I'm very intrigued by this one that looks like it's helplessly stuck in a mirror. And these two are sort of trying to hold the frame together. It's interesting. I mean, maybe I'm looking at it a little too deeply because I did end up reading Children of Ursus, but there does kind of give me this feeling of trying to put on a smiling face. Like, there's a lot of work going on in the background, and maybe I'm looking too much into it, but the fallen over curtain is really screaming at me. The fallen over curtain, and then the very, pristine curtain here. I don't know, something about it just feels like, you know, trying to hold together. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, maybe it's just supposed to be elegant and simple. But it just feels like... It feels like there's more going on here. I mean, mirrors are very symbolic. Mirrors kind of represent, like, darker past or trying to, look away at something that you don't want to acknowledge. So, it feels like it is the essence and visual presentation of beauty, but there are darker themes literally behind the curtain. I don't know. It could just be a very pretty portrait. But even historically, even with historical Renaissance painters, a lot of portraits are known for not being as pretty and calm as they appear, right? I mean, I think that the most famous example of that is the Mona Lisa. No one really knows what the Mona Lisa was thinking when her portrait was painted, and that is why it is so famous, right? The glass spheres are Stina, Zima, and Gummy's colors. As to why there's two yellow ones, I don't know. That is interesting. I didn't realize that, and so the glasses are their colors, and it's also the primary colors. So you could argue that that's like your painting motif. And then the brushes don't really have paint on them, they're just sort of used as props. The fact that they're mechanical is a really interesting choice, though. Also, hello, Simzero. Welcome in, welcome in. Could be Leto? So you think that they all represent the other, students? I think that's very possible. I'm trying to see, I don't think I can really make out anything in the glass. I think it all is pretty abstracted. But this is definitely meant to be some sort of liquid. At least the blue one here and the gold one are. So I do think it is supposed to sort of represent paint, but it also could be the paint of a symbol of the characters. So, yeah. The whole thing gives me a feeling of beauty and grace and hiding the pain of the past. Again, I could be really looking too far into it, and not every Ursus-themed skin is dark and brooding, but I think the fallen curtain is what gives me the clearest idea for that theory. Sultan, hello, welcome in. Yeah. Also, I love the little gold motifs here on the frame. I've had to paint frames before for clients in various situations. It's really hard to paint frames, to add in all the little bits of extra detail and sort of know what you're going to do for the symbols, for the little motifs here, even if all they are is just decorative. It's not easy to do, so I always admire seeing people who can paint frames really well. Just coming up with these sort of filigrees and motifs and sort of Art Nouveau. It's not easy to come up with on the fly, so I always admire when people do a good job with that. Alright. Let's see here. The outfit worn by Natalia and Andreevna Rostova, student council president of Chernobog No. 4 Secondary School, during her commencement speech. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Chibi base animation kind of gives the game away on this one. Wait, what? What do you mean by that? I think this is a nice one, though. And like, visually, I think it's very pretty. Very good use of color. Very good use of putting your shading in the white. Because that's never easy to do. Making the white have all this nice contrast. Your analysis was basically correct. Yeah, I don't know why can't you preview the chibi animation? I feel like you should be able to. Would there be any reason that they wouldn't allow that? It doesn't really make any sense to me. Why is that a thing that you can't preview the chibi? No good reason? I feel like there would have to be some reason for it. It's just kind of weird to me that you can't. Strange. Anyway, interesting. During a commencement speech of all things, wow. So you have a reason to get it? I don't like being surprised like that. I need to know. Same reason you can't sort the skin shot by ops you own. They didn't think of it and didn't want to put in the time in to rectify it. Oh, great. Chibis usually are not the focus of them. I know, but it is what you see the majority of the time, so, like, I feel like you should. Like, I would want to know that Suzerain's S3 with the kimono makes everything turn pink. I think that's, like... I don't know. I personally think it would help, but that's just me. Alright. Who is next here? Andreana, okay. Ooh, this one's interesting. Huh. What is this? Warning. So, yeah, warning. Okay, warning? Warning signs on the bus, on the subway? Silence Alter Chibi pushes up her glasses, even though she wears contacts now. That's pretty cute. Low-light cosplay? Wait, did Low-light cosplay Andreana? I don't know anything about Andreana. This is the... She's actually the same... If I remember correctly, she's the same class as... She's Aegir, right? Same class as Suzerain, for slow? Am I thinking of the right one? Fish? Okay. No? No, Sniper. Oh, okay, Sniper. Why did I think... Who am I confusing her with? I thought there was one that also had slow? Same class as Fartooth, Lemwen, Lunacub, and Firewatch. Okay, okay. Oh, I'm thinking of Glaucus, okay. Yo, that makes sense, that makes sense. Okay. In that case, I don't... Yeah, I can't remember, I don't know everybody yet. So, I did at least pick up the Aegir part, but not the class part. It does look like she's holding... Wait, what is she holding? That's too thin to be the shield, and I don't see it as a sniper. Oh, maybe it is? Wait, is there a scope on it? What am I looking at? Only reason I can't think of is that for good previews, to see full in-game effect, you need to see chibis hitting enemy. Maybe loading stage to display them or forcing players to download videos would be a bit much. I mean, yeah, okay, that's fair, but like, I don't know. I still think it would help to some degree. Some kind of transparent gun case? It looks so thin. Briefcase but translucent. Why does it look so... It doesn't have enough, Oh, because it's vacuum sealed. Or, like, at least the case was made vacuum sealed from what I can tell. Alright. So, this one's kind of confusing to me. We have basically a vacuum sealed thin case. It's like clamshell style. It reminds me of those figure plastic boxes for action figures. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's a clamshell style case. It doesn't... Man, what would that be made out of? It's gotta be like some really reinforced plastic then. I don't quite understand the warning here on the subway banners. I like at least how the color of the seats is reflecting her hair color. It's a very, muted color palette using some strong yellows and strong blues because that seems to be a big theme with these skins. Read my previous message, context on the gun. It is her suitcase for her crossbow, which looks like a fire gun because she likes guns but can't use them. What? So she has... Okay, so she has a... Am I understanding this right? She has a crossbow, but prefers guns, but can't use guns. Okay. It's given, it's Terra, anything can happen, even in a train. I mean, that's fair. She's in the inside, and there are banners that say, watch out when you enter and exit. Okay. Remember, guns are basically wands that cast bullets. I don't know why she wouldn't be able to, though, because Jessica can, right? Alright. Let's see here. It's a really good basic perspective piece. If you ever needed to do a study on perspective, this would be a good way just to learn your basic 1-point perspective. Since it's just completely straight on. It's not an angle, it's not 3-point perspective, it's not crazy 2-point. This is just a basic 1-point perspective. So this would be really good if you just ever needed to study like a standard room design and everything. It does have a little bit of a fisheye lens, unless that could actually just be the curvature of the subway, now that I'm saying that out loud. It might not, no, it's not fisheye. I think the subway itself is curved. I think the doors are curved for the exterior of the vehicle. So it's like, it's very simple, but this would be a really great skin to do for art fundamentals. Let's see, I'm still trying to figure out this clamshell case. So, you'd have to make that really compact, right? Like, I'm trying to make out what I'm seeing. Because you said it was a crossbow of sorts, but I don't even see the build of the crossbow very well here. Then again, I'm not a master with weapon design. But I'm just trying to make out what I'm seeing, and it's not easy. I mean, part of this looks like there's a scope on it. Part of this looks like I can't even tell. I would assume that these are parts needed. They seem to be add-ons? It looks like add-ons, yeah. But it seems so thin. So, like, okay, it's a suitcase, but it's basically like Newbie Reaper was saying, it's like an action figure clamshell design of a suitcase. Gun manufacturing isn't known to the public. Some have tried to make replicas of other guns. Didn't exactly go one-to-one. Interesting. Left piece is ink. It's her ammo? If that's ink, is she like a squid operator? I can't pull too much from this outfit either. Cuttlefish. Look behind her lower back? Okay. I can't make this out very well. There's one technical visible there. I'm gonna be honest, I can't even remember what a cuttlefish looks like. I think I know. I know what happened. She bought a gun figure at a convention, but the train staff thought it was real, so they started an alert. She's a tentacle for tails? The chibi shows it better. Okay. We'll post cuttlefish on Discord. I think I've seen cuttlefish before, if I remember correctly. They have like the tentacles in front of their face, right? Like a cute chibi squid, basically. Okay, so not too far off the mark then. The black spots. A little no, I can't quite tell. What I can basically gather from it is that it's good for art design, for learning perspective. Okay, here? I wish you could zoom in on the chibi. I guess I can see it a little bit, yeah. I can see it a little bit here. Cuttlefish scent? Okay, yeah, that is what I'm thinking of. They have, like, the tentacles in front of their face a little bit. Okay. Alright, that makes sense, then. Huh. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't sort of, because it's in front of their face, I'm kind of surprised that it's not, like, part of their hair, like Nina Mai Inanis from Hololive. But overall, I think it's good for, this would be good for learning 1-point perspective in an art class, I think. Alright. Next is Carnelian. Okay. Alright, I like this one. We've got these little spirity deer, spirity ram. Okay. Oh wait, hang on, let me go back. This is a safe one to read, right? Okay, let me just read this real quick. An Iberian classic, enhanced with the customer's own artistic touches. Andreana particularly appreciates this outfit's moisture resistance. Huh. Okay, interesting. What was 1-point perspective again? 1-point perspective is when you're basically looking at the horizon line, and then you can draw the perspective from a single point on the horizon, and then have it sort of fan out in all directions. So this is legitimately like perfect 1-point perspective. Alright, let's see here. So, sorry about that. Carnelian. Okay. This one's very elegant. This one is very elegant. I like how, this looks like a very heavyweight fabric for the winter, which I think is it's nice how they're able to depict this in a drawing, because sometimes it's hard to depict the weight of fabric. So the fact that it has a little bit of give to it, but it's not crazy, and it's not showing much reflectivity, or it's got a very heavy weight feeling to it. It feels like a very thick fabric. It's not always easy to pull off. But they do a very good job here. It does help with the darker color, for sure. And it does sort of help with the gravity with these points almost hitting the ground. But there is a part to this, and maybe it's also just her movement and her position, but it does feel like the fabric itself is very weighted down, which I like. Again, I'm always going to admire how people work with white and shadow, because it's not easy to do. This entire background is basically just using, like, white and slate blue to be able to add enough shadow and contrast to make everything stand out in a snowy environment. It is not an easy feat, so I think they did a really good job pulling this off. I love the underglow of the deer here. We'll zoom in on this later so that we can understand it a little bit better. It's a very simple skin in terms of the chibi, but it's nice, it's elegant, it feels warm, which I really like. It also feels like there's enough opening here that it does feel like you would be able to fight in it. There's enough, oh. What was that? Why are my alerts not showing up for that? I heard something, I don't even know what it was. I'm not sure what that was. I think it's an alert, but I don't have... Why aren't the alerts showing up? That's interesting. Let me see. That was what? All your alerts aren't working properly? Why is that? That was W sneaking into your account? Stop that. Why did that not... I'm gonna have to check all my alerts, aren't I? That was thrown? Why was that... Why thrown? Shoot, I'm sorry. Why are the alerts not behaving? I even checked them. Throne has always been audio only, from what I recall. No, there's been times where it showed up. Why is it being so choosy? Why is it not always working? I tested them all and they were all on. I guess I'll now have to test the previews for all of them? But whoever just sent something through Throne, I really appreciate that. Thank you. What the heck? I don't know why it's doing that. I'm sorry. Darren, hello. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. You want me to tell you what it was? I suppose so? I'm sorry. I don't know why did the alerts don't work? But whoever did that, I really appreciate it. Is that what the OI command is gonna be for? It's for scuff? So I'm Zero about the Chen costume anime pack? Oh my gosh. I'm Zero, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I don't know why that didn't appear. But I really appreciate it, thank you. We knew you only wanted it for Frost Nova. I mean... I love Frost Nova a lot, okay? I really do. I don't know why she affects me so much, but she does. So I'm very grateful for that, thank you. Also very fitting on this skin being all snow themed and everything, right? Oh man, I really admire people who can do this kind of shading and snow work. Snow is not the easiest thing to snow is not the easiest thing to render or depict. So if you have a really good sense of light and shadow, then you can work with basically a grayscale with some very, very intense blues. But thank you again, Siam0. I really, really appreciate it. I don't know why the alerts are so broken, but it really means a lot, so thank you. Alright, let's look at this. Snow easily looks like rock or sludge. Yeah, it's very hard to depict it correctly, right? Because even this, where we have this, this cobblestone path, right? You don't want that to get mistaken either. I think her pose sells the skin really well. It does. It's very light. It's very graceful. I'm really intrigued by this style of horn that she has. I don't know anything about Carnelian. I'm not even sure what Servine she is based on, but I'm very intrigued with the way that these horns have this almost hook-like design to them. The crossed hands, the crossed legs, the hand position, it's really good. Yeah, it's a very confident, graceful movement, I think. She has the same graceful posture in her chibi, yeah. And I think it does a lot. I think it does really well to focus on your pose in both the chibi and the main art, because posture also defines so much of personality, or at least intent in a piece, right? Based on an argali, in other words, mountain sheep. Do mountain sheep have this kind of horn naturally, or is this more of an artistic choice? Carnelian is a caster and the elder sister of Beeswax. Oh, okay. She's just very elegant. And I love this herd of mountain goats as well. Mountain sheep. Sheep? Goat? She's an argali sheep. I'm convinced her horn shape originated as a perspective mistake. How would you make that as a perspective mistake? It's so unique. They have wild horns. I'm gonna have to look at this later. They have a strong curvature in their horns, but closer to Beeswax's horns. Interesting. She's very elegant until you read her battle lines and shudder in fear. Well, in this skin, it's very elegant anyway. Having a snowy landscape and being able to use bright cyan is, I think, a really good way to sort of make everything feel a little bit more ethereal, a little bit spirit-like. Light cyan always gives an ethereal vibe. So to balance a lighter cyan while also doing a warmer blue, warmer slate blue that allows you to depict the snow and the trees and the background and everything. It's nice because it shows a lot of perspective, what's in front, what's behind. And this is pretty much grayscale. There's obviously a blue overlay here, but this is all pretty much grayscale. And to fade out everything in the back so that it doesn't take as much intensity, I think is very, very smart. Remember another goat from Tuesday with a lot of cyan? Yeah, it's interesting how you can use cyan to your advantage to give different feeling. Cyan is used a lot when trying to depict magical elements because it's not something that you typically see in nature. So it creates very ethereal, very magic-like elements here. Blessings from the same artist, and his horns are the same way. Huh. I can't remember if Lessing's horns go that direction. I'll have to look at that. Overall, though, yeah, you're right, she also has the elegant chibi, pose here. It would be interesting if she did have one hand out in the chibi, sort of gracefully lifted. I understand, obviously, why they wouldn't do it, but it's nice. I really like the depiction of the spirit-like deer, this almost, what do you call it? This almost Patronus-like appearance. Newbie gonna go crazy on the next one. Alright, let me read this real quick. A traditional Lithuanian woman's trench coat with a pair of animal skin shawls and fleece gloves. Fear not the cold. I think they did such a good job making this have the weight that it needs for a cold winter's day. I like that a lot. Also, one last thing that I want to point out. The gold of her horns, mixed with the environment of the snow and the cyan, creates a very, very nice contrast, letting it stand out spectacularly. So, props to that. Alright. Hope Cruise. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's bunny heaven. Alright, I see why Newbie would go crazy on this one. Newbie, I guess this one is for you, huh? So many bunnies. We've got plush bunnies, we've got toy bunnies, we've got real bunnies, we've got bunny people. It's all bunnies. And little tiny bunnies are the chibis. Look at that. Look at the chibi bunnies. Oh my goodness, they're so precious. I love skins that have little extra chibi animals. It's why I loved Gitano's skin, it's why I love Suzerain's skin. More chibi animals in skins, please. They're so precious. They're so worth it. Oh. Little bunny homies. Yes, little bunny homies. Newbie, I would imagine you're probably going to grab this, right? This is so nice. Daho, why do you get hit by so many ads? I'm so sorry. I wish I knew why. So much Stargazers. These honestly, these do kind of look like they would be Stargazers, don't they? Tiny little dudes. I love it. Oh my gosh, if we ever have to depict, Stargazer designs in, Operator Chibi form, now we know our base to go from. Alright. It's so precious. I love this. Alright, I haven't even gotten to see the actual... I can't tell too much from here, so we're gonna have to zoom in. Obviously, paying attention to this giant plushie, though, right? The next Leonhardt skin will be the go-to? Well, I mean, why not both? I got both Suzerain skins. Alright, let's see here. Well, okay. A little bit of a problem with how much is on the floor, unless that was intentional. We've got Bunny carrying gifts here, and again, using that bright cyan color because that stands out. That stands out. With all these warm colors, everything here is warm color, warm color, warm color, and then using bright cyan. Pay attention here, guide your eye over here. And then this one looks like he's reading the nice and naughty list or something. This, yeah, interesting. It might be a plush of Amiya because I think this is, no, because that would normally be blue. That would normally be blue and purple. Well, it could just be a different outfit too. I'm not sure. It's cute either way. It's a bunny plushie either way. There are 7 bunnies in total. So we've got one bunny here with like the Nutcracker outfit. One bunny here with the present. One bunny checking the list. One bunny holding the list. Wait, maybe that's the front of the list. Are you just looking at a blank sheet of paper? Wait, this bunny actually looks like they're reading the list because the words are here. This bunny's just staring at a blank sheet of paper. That bunny is a stargazer. Oh my gosh. Sitting on it too. Peak stargazer behavior. Oh my gosh. He's not letting the upper bunny read further. He's just sitting on it, staring at the blank sheet. This bunny looks slightly irritated, like, can you please get off, sir? Ian versus CN. Maybe it just sits on the list so it doesn't fly away, but it's being held. YouTube versus Twitch chat. Ouch. Oh my gosh. So how many? There's 7? We've got Bunny with gift, Bunny sitting on list, Bunny reading list, Bunny Nutcracker, Main Bunny, Plush Bunny. Where's the 7th? Is there a 7th? Is there another? Newbie sees a mystery bunny that I cannot see. Where's the 7th bunny, Newbie? The decor on the sleigh? Let's see. Oh, here? This little bunny symbol here? Is that what you're looking at? Little bunny motif? Imagine the bunny just pulls the sheet and the bunny sitting on it falls over. Actual bunny sniper here. Whenever you need to search for bunnies, you can count on Newbie. Bunny is also Newbie has also done an I Spy bunny type motif works before as well. So that makes sense. Oh, I love how we have a tiny bit of the Aurora Borealis here. I'm totally not biased. But look, there's a little bit of the Aurora peeking out. There's a little bit of the Aurora. I'm a little concerned with how many presents are flying. I hope they don't get damaged. Is the canvas a bunny too? Is it? I don't think it is. You were thinking because of this part here with the mouth, right? I don't see any ears if that's the case. I don't think it's a bunny. My gosh, no! Roselverse, hello, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. I hope you are having a good day. Hello. My name is Starlight, I'm a Prismatic Kitsune. I'm currently doing skin reviews for the skins in the shop. How are you guys? I hope you are doing well. Literally did not get any audible raid alert. What is wrong with my alerts? Oh my gosh, guys, please. We don't need to go through this again. Giselleverse, thank you for sending your community over. I appreciate it. Don't mind YouTube chat getting a little too over-enthusiastic when there's a raid. The alert sounded and appeared? Well, then it didn't appear on my end. Huh. That's weird. I didn't hear it this time, but that's strange. Oh my gosh. It was audible, but it didn't say whose raid it was? It should at least say that. Well, maybe it was because it was, like, white on white? Giselleverse, I'm sorry. You're getting an interesting welcome here. Oh, goodness. Back and I brought a friend? Oh, that's so cute. See, guys, we don't need to attack. We don't need to defend. Because Fresh Baked Freakart brought little bunnies, see? See, there's little bunny emote. It's all good. Beyond me, oh my gosh, my Zengetsu. It's all good, see? Look, bunny is good. We don't need to freak out. Oh my gosh, they're not spies. Twitch, if you ever want to join the YouTube side, feel free to. They won't expect it. They won't know what to do. These bunnies are not like us? What do you mean? Does the raid bring peace offerings in the form of cheese? Guys, come on. Don't scare off the Twitch people. Alright. Anyway, I don't think it's meant to be a bunny silhouette, but I can definitely see how you got there. I'm I'm worried about all the flying presents. I'm hoping there's no, like, glass menageries in there. It would be interesting if you could tell if they, like, belong to certain operators, though, if they were addressed. I don't think any of them are, but that would be a really nice touch. Maybe it is slightly bunny-shaped, I just don't see the ears. Or maybe it's just very subtle, I don't know. It's nice, though. It's still very nice. Also, jeez, this looks hard to draw. This cobblestone... Well, no, I guess you could just draw it flat and then perspective shift it. That's probably how I would do it, because that would be really hard to do otherwise. The swish on the right are ears? Are they? It just feels really small. I mean... This little swoosh here feels pretty small for a silhouette. Model is very pretty and I like the iridescent theme. Thank you, I appreciate that. Go to the menu and you'll see it? I don't see the ears. I see the little swoosh here, but I don't see the ears. I'm a little, I can't quite see what you guys are seeing. Oh, iridescence mentioned aroma reference. No, Raoul, my iridescence, not aroma's iridescence. No, I see the bunny looking to the... You mean looking to the left, right? Looking to the right? You mean the left, right? I would... No? You've seen looking to the right and the swoosh is the ears, kind of a stretch. I mean, this looks more like the bunny would be looking to the left, right? It's looking to the right of the screen? Am I not seeing something that you guys are seeing? I'm getting so confused with how you're I don't see the ears! I see the little swoosh, but these don't look like ears to me. I mean, I believe you. I believe you. It's like a huddled bunny. See, that was what I was also thinking, but then this just goes straight down, so I don't really see the edge of the face here. I would see it more here, but yeah, I don't know. Just nod and smile star. Okay. Okay. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube. I appreciate it. Regardless, it is a nice skin. I do like the pose. I like the friendly pose. It's very whimsical. Newbie just sees things we aren't meant to see. Just bunny things. Probably more of a hair type of thing, actually. I like the pose, though. This is a very fun pose. I like the action in it. This would be a very good gesture study, I think. I think at some point in the future, we should do a stream where we do gesture studies of, like, the E2 art, where it's more action-based, or maybe the skins. Because there's a lot of really nice gesture in this that I think we could do good studies on, too. Hairbrained newbie. It's nice. I like it. Alright. Leonhardt. Made in Victorian fashion, featuring exquisite materials. Perfectly aligned while maintaining comfort to give an overall crisp look to the outfit. Simple, yet not so simple. It's like, simple enough so that we can let the bunnies take center stage, because we love these little bunny chibis on the sides, right? That naughty list is pretty long, are we on it? No, you're not on it. You're on it. You're on it. Alright. Who do we have next here? Kafka! Okay. Interesting. Huh. Alright. What would be the stargazers on that art? Probably the chibi. Our names are woven upon the very tapestry of the naughty list. Oh. Alright, Kafka here. It's all papercraft. The whole thing is papercraft. I can't even tell if her outfit is papercraft. Well, it's using crimping technique, which you would use in fabric and in papercraft, which is an interesting idea. Clever. I like that. That's clever. Crimping is a technique you can do on both paper and fabric. Same with pleating. You can also do pleating on paper and fabric. It's all techniques that you can do in paper and fabric. That is very clever, I think. We've got spring-loaded scissors. That is a really interesting scissor design. I have not done papercraft in a long time. I'm trying to see. It's, yeah, it's a lot of crimping technique. And, oh, that's clever. Okay, so the ornaments are paper, slots. I feel like this is a kit that you could buy. I feel like you would be able to purchase this kit, where on each side you'd have these paper pieces for the ornaments, and then you could have paper pieces for the actual tree itself. That's a clever, yeah, I like that. All right, let's see here. Oh, okay then. Surprise snowman. Is this Ifrit, or? I'm still trying to learn everybody's name entirely. It is Ifrit, okay. So we've got Ifrit as a snowman. Gremlin Ifrit. Yeah, that's kind of, opposite, right? Isn't Ifrit the one that's, like, insanely, intensely focused on fire? I love these little pop-up decorations here. And then we've got different pieces from the kit. How does this work? This is like... So we have the scissors. This is a very interesting scissor design. I didn't think anyone could redesign scissors like this. It's a, okay, spring-loaded scissors, so I can understand that. And then we've got this thread, and then sort of being weighed down by a present? This is a very interesting scissor design. I have to commend the design on this. Wooden scissor? It does look like it's wooden, yeah. You'd have to see your skill to understand. This is interesting. I don't know anything about Kafka or Ifrit, but I think it's a nice design. I'm just very impressed with how much consideration is taken when illustrating something that is meant to be a physical object. Just in terms of how it all works, right? So, yes, drawing machinery is difficult, but I think it's also amusing how much they consider simple things like papercraft and cardboard display. I mean, even just this stuff, right? Like the little slots here, the little slotting for the ornaments, these are all things that they didn't have to do. A lot of people illustrating this probably would have just like added them as stickers or maybe as like pom-poms, but no, they thought about how this would look if this was an actual kit you could buy, and then how you would make the whole thing in papercraft. I don't know if they had an existing one that they just referenced or if they came up with the whole thing on their own, but I still think it's really clever, and I think I admire that a lot. Pom-pom is like, very, very fuzzy, round ball that you use in crafting. They're usually made with like some sort of artificial fiber, and they are very fuzzy or furry, and they're usually no bigger than like a centimeter or two maybe, and they're used a lot for crafting. Frid has a manga about her backstory, and the backstory which explains her faction. Okay, interesting. It's as if she's sitting on one of those pop-up holiday cards. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think it's funny. Also, like, even just the sock having the little tab of ribbon here, and the ribbon that looks like it's from a present, the rendering style of these ribbons doesn't feel like a ribbon that you would have on an outfit. It feels like that papery ribbon that you put on presents. I don't know how to explain that. But the texture here, the texture of the ribbon, the texture of the paper, the sort of crimping and stylization, it feels very papery. I think that that is really clever, because that's not easy to pull off. If you want something to feel like paper, and not just feel like a fabric or a plastic, then this technique of putting the textures everywhere, I think is really smart. Makes me appreciate the skin a little more. Yeah, it's really nice. I'm someone who used to work with papercraft a lot, so this is a really funny skin to me because the person who illustrated it really understands the material that they were referencing to work with. And I like that a lot. Look how her hair looks like a Christmas tree too. It kind of does, yeah. It has that sort of fir tree vibe. I was also looking at the headband, and it kind of feels like it mirrors the scissors a little bit. Maybe that's unintentional, maybe that's just a regular part of her design. But I do think it's funny that, that this is sort of a repeating color and a repeating motif. Oh, she's Liberi. Oh, okay. Understood. I like that a lot. Cardboard Fairy. A smorgasbord of different elements and styles, featuring a red undergarment that contrasts with the green jacket. Kafka's fashion sense is as bold as her decoupage. I have not heard the word decoupage in a long time. I love that. I love how crafty the whole thing feels. It feels like holiday cheer and making cards and wrapping gifts. It's a really good, it's a really good layout to create that type of feeling. All right. Next one here is Whislash. Okay. I might be mispronouncing her name. Whislash? Whislash? I don't know how to say it. But okay. Very, very bold. Former? Okay, Whislash then, right? Look at her sway. That is really cute. What the heck? That's an adorable chibi. That is a really nice movement for the chibi. The other former? Whislash? The other former. Is it Whislash? It basically is how it looks, right? Okay. I love the little sway. She looks so happy. She looks so happy here. I see confetti immediately. I see the biggest contrast in color that you could have. Intense royal purple and yellow gold. I think those are, wait, let me think. Yeah, no, that is the complementary color. I always confuse the complementary color between blue and orange and purple and yellow, but no, it is purple and yellow. These are contrasting colors. So we've got the biggest contrast in color theory that you can do, aside from red and green, which always screams Christmas. So a lot of people do not do this. Guys. Zen and Siam Zero, I see what you're doing. Even the green floor and the purple background, yeah. Also note how the green is a lot more desaturated, so that it kind of blends in with the purple a bit more. Whislash is the rich unmarried aunt that arrives at Christmas to spoil her family rotten. Whenever I see the skin, I think of quality street candy. I can see it. I can see it, honestly. I don't know why that makes sense, but it does. I feel like this purple is used a lot in high quality candy wrappers. I see what you're saying. But yeah, very, very, I love how this bottom half is a little bit more muted, a little bit desaturated, and then this top half is so bright and vibrant and colorful. And then I don't know who these warriors are behind her, but they're all in a more muted single color tone to not take focus off of her. It also helps that this is slightly blurred and she has a little bit of a vignette, which does help the illustration so that she can stand out. I love this chibi dance. This is really cute. Alright. I don't think we need to zoom in too much here. I think it's pretty much what we see is what we get, but let's just see just in case. Alright, they all have different types of masks and armor on. They're not all, like, carbon copies of each other. They all have distinction and variety, which is interesting. So we've got purple and black to sort of be a good neutral. She's got some sort of banner on her, lots of these designs. She just looks very happy and pleased. Yeah, it's a fairly simple design in terms of the overall composition. But the vibrancy and the color really sells the whole piece. It feels like one of those chibis where it is a good, it's a good design for the chibi because it doesn't rely on the background, and the outfit is very striking. A lot of times, I know we were talking earlier about the preview of having the chibis or not, and I think that I like it when the chibi can stand on its own and the skin background isn't like the most important part of the design. So therefore the chibi can work really well single-handedly. Also, the cute animation helps a lot. The chibi dance is top tier, yeah. Also, hello Thupadebra and hello Ryan Espinoza. Welcome in, welcome in. I think this is such a nice... And also, we're playing a little bit with cyan here. It kind of has a little bit of a sporty vibe. It's sporty and elegant. This... I know it's because she's Karanta. But the environment of the situation does give me Uma Musume vibes, I have to say. Maybe it's because of the ribbon. Maybe it's because of this sort of ceremony-like feeling. She looks very pleased and happy with herself. I can't tell if she was part of it because she doesn't look like she was just involved. She almost looks like she's being more of a cheerleader of sorts. I'm not sure. I like how it's a simple outfit that is basically black and white. And then the purple is added on as very large swaths of fabric. Very large ribbons, very large bows. And they do a good job complementing everything else. Because if this was also in color, then the purple would not stand out as much. So the fact that it's intentionally muted, intentionally grayscale, very, very good choice. Also, the background is all purple and pink and warmer colors, but it doesn't take away from the richness of this purple because of how well they did in desaturating everything so that she still has her center spotlight. I think that's really nice. Imagine if they had Uma Musume-esque races there. Neural the Radiant Racer. Oh, as long as she doesn't have to wear the full coat of armor, right? That might put her at a little bit of a disadvantage. So overall, the composition is very simple, but it's really elegant. She looks really happy. I love the intensity of this contrast. And this chibi is doing a lot of favors. Passé series, Glory Purple. Zophia's attire when she participated in the Kashmir's major awards ceremony. The right choice of attire made her the center of attention during the ceremony. Well, there you go. There you go. Major awards ceremony. She doesn't feel like she just finished with any sort of event. She feels like she is part of an award ceremony. I think that works. Alright. I think this next one is Fulnik. Compared to the bland armor dudes, sure as heck is tension grabbing. Yeah, but you know what? Even though they're bland armor dudes, they all have their own unique design on their outfit, and I have to give praise to the artists, because they could have just done like a copy-paste or made them all the same, but no! Each warrior armor dude got their own design, and that's really nice. Alright. Fulnik, okay. Interesting. So now I actually know who you are. Your ears are so large in this chibi form. And you look very, very, bashful here, I think. This is very different from the previous skin that we just reviewed. Because the previous one was very intense yellow, very intense purple, very intense contrast, and this one is nearly entirely grayscale, aside from the very intense red. But the red isn't on her outfit, it's all in her environment. Which means that the chibi itself is more so secluded with her design. I know that this isn't an Azling piece, but it has the color scheme of an Azling piece. Aside from the very, very vibrant reds, of course. Is she... Let's see, she's sitting in a field. She's sitting in a forest. Doesn't look like a medic at all. I mean, the bow I could see being confusing, but I do see the medical symbol here on this case. Pretty cool she has a bow. Too bad she isn't using it in her chibi. She's holding it behind her bashfully. So, yeah, it's an interesting forest vibe. I'm intrigued with this composition. Sort of having this pointed look. It almost... Dang, I don't think this was super intentional. But this almost has a deer-looking motif. Like, this could almost look somewhat like a deer skull, and then the horns of the deer. Probably unintentional, probably just meant to be an environment in a forest. But that kind of stands out to me weirdly in the canvas. Especially the fact that the trees are sort of almost naturally going in this direction. I'm probably looking too much into that, but I think that's a little bit interesting. So let's see here. It just, yeah, it fades off, which is Strange. The trees look like an anatomical heart shape to you? I could see that too. Oh, you know what? Well, if she's a medic, that actually might make more sense. That is very possible too. That is very possible too. If it's supposed to be like an anatomical heart, because the anatomical hearts aren't even, right? Aren't they sort of, they're sort of skewed at this angle. So that actually, Newbie, you might be onto something there. That could be it, because she is medic class. So, yeah, that actually could be it. Lopsided, thank you. I forgot the word lopsided for a second. Yeah, you know what? I think Newbie could be right about that. Wait, would the flowers then be like, they're red for a reason, right? The flowers would be red for a reason. I think Newbie's got it. I think Newbie might have it, honestly. Newbie cooking outside the bunny arts, yeah. Yeah, Newbie, I would not have been able to see that, but I can absolutely see how you would. It's bleak with patches of warm reds sparse through, yeah. I think you're right. I think it's supposed to be a very subtle nod to a heart shape. And it would make sense for a medic. I think Newbie's got this one, guys. I would not be able to pick this out. I was gonna say, I'm like, well, if that was the intent, it is weird why one of the horns, quote unquote, would be crooked, but no, I think the anatomical heart is a much better theory. Newbie solved the skin, go next. I think that's, yeah. Good job, Newbie. Very good job. I love how some of these skins are like puzzle pieces. I think that's really fun. Really cool detail. Never noticed that despite seeing the skin so many times. Yeah, I would not have picked up on that one, honestly. Folnick, the original harm assist of Arknights. Newbie's so cool. Yeah, absolutely. I think they do. It's really amazing. Like, Newbie was able to see it, but I think it's so cool that the artist was able to illustrate it in a way that you can't immediately tell. Because I think it's so easy for artists to try to create a motif where it's just way too obvious. They're trying to force an idea, and they want the viewer to constantly see the idea. So they push it in a way where it's just kind of, okay, yeah, we get it, you're trying to be clever. But this is very, very, very subtly done, and I commend the artist for being able to illustrate it in a subtle way. I commend Newbie for being able to pick it out. Is it just me, or does Folnick's smile seem forced? It does seem a little forced. Maybe she's tired. It's probably been a long day. If it were not for the red flowers popping out, the area would look a bit dead, honestly. Yeah, it would absolutely look like sort of more of an abandoned forest. So the flowers show that the forest still has life in it. And an anatomical heart represents life. So the flowers show that the forest is not dead, that there's, you know, symbolically speaking, the heart of the forest is still going. I really like that. I really, really like that. Newbie just made this like 20 times deeper, and I adore it. Yeah, I definitely have a lot more appreciation for this skin. The flowers show that there's still hope in the struggle. Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, that is sort of the whole message, right? Is that you can't stop having hope for things. I think I'll grab that skin. The symbolism is very nice. You also want to grab it because you solved its mystery. Genuinely good job, newbie. Also, yeah, newbie, you should play Volamond. I think you would like that event. Finding more appreciation for skin after someone finds hidden details in them. Yeah, I would not have been able to get this one, but newbie works in the medical field, so I think that makes a lot of sense. Alright. I really like this. I think this works well. Also, Fresh Page Free Card, thank you very much for following. Thank you. I appreciate it. Alright, next up is Ejafjala. Did I say that right? Ejafjala? No? 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 Darn it! Okay. I have failed. Eyjafjalla. Eyjafjalla. Okay, I should have remembered that one. I knew it was a trickier one. I should have remembered it wasn't going to look exactly like how it's written. Okay. Okay. I know that you guys have, like, told me this before, but I couldn't remember how it's actually supposed to be. Okay. Eyjafjalla, okay. Eyjafjalla reminds you of Shondo? I could see that. I could see that a little bit, I think. Aya is easier. I know, but I want to learn. I want to learn and get it right as best I can anyway. All right. So this is really nice off the bat because we're working with harmonizing color palette, right? For sunset color. We're working with a very harmonized color palette. The skin is up my alley. I love pink. It's really nice. Also, yeah, well, I can see that in your icon. Wait, Welp, I just realized your Stargazer doesn't have any pink in their design, do they? The pink is almost overwhelming? I wouldn't say it's necessarily overwhelming, because I think that it works for the environment that it's supposed to be in. Because the whole thing is supposed to be sunset, also le bleu, and it's like a mix of that sort of dusk effect, where you can't exactly see things in its full, you don't see things like as clearly as you would the night sky, or not the night sky, the daytime sky. There's not as much contrast in everything, which is why it's very dangerous, like on the road or something. But it does have this sort of dreamy romantic quality where everything is just a little bit hazy. It's great if you're outside, it's terrible if you're in a vehicle. But yeah, I think even though it is a bit overwhelming in how intensely pink it is, I think it works. And because, from what I've noticed, it's not done on a lot of the other skins, it's okay in the fact that this one particular one is standing out with this effect. It's no Chonga's background. I'm sorry, it is a little bit easier to see the operator because she's just against a sky instead of a fully complex background. It makes her cuter, that's all you need for Aya. Alright, Eyjafjalla. I'm going to learn this. I'm going to learn this. This skin changes her fireballs into water balls in battle. See, this is why I wish that you could see the animation. It is a really cute chibi, yeah. Also, this would have been a great chibi to use to try to figure out the base design. I do appreciate the bold move of using limited color shades for the art. Yeah, if it's not done too often, right? Like, if it's not done for every skin, if every skin has, like, enough variety, then I think that it works that you can do it in a few skins to make a big impact. It's interestingly, like, the opposite of the, Whislash skin that we saw earlier, where that one was entirely about making the character stand out from the background. This is a skin where we want the character to blend gently into the background. So I think that the purpose here for this design was achieved. They do release a GIF review of the skin chibi animations. That's good to know. I just wish they were, like, in-game. She's named after a real-life volcano? Really? I had no idea. Alright, let's see. I don't think this is another skin we probably don't need to zoom in on, but let's just see with the sheep and everything. Are the lamb? The lamb? The sheep? I love how it's playing in the water. It's just an overall very gentle skin, I think. Okay, interesting thorn design. And it's a simple outfit. It works for a beach. You know, swimsuits aren't going to have as much crazy stuff going on as, say, armor pieces. But I really like the frills on this. I like the frills, I like the ribbons. It's a very gentle design. It's a very good swimsuit design if you just want something simple, sweet, calm. I think that's a really good theme of this whole skin, right? Like, it's sunset, it's the end of the day, you have to go inside after a long day on the beach, or a long day of working, a long day of playing, a long day of something. And she, you know, she clearly has this expression of, like, either admiring the scenery or not realizing how much time has gone by or something. There's some sort of realization expression. But overall, the general feeling is just very delicate and sweet and very harmonious, right? It's just a very harmonious design. It's a very calm design. It's a very, like, end of day, can wind down for the evening type of design. It suits her personality very well. That's good to know. The flower decorations on her staff. Yeah, I really like the flower decorations. Little, hibiscus? They look like hibiscus, I think. Her whole thing is eruption and fireball? Her 3D skill's just that. It's so funny because you don't get that feeling at all here. You get a very calm, tranquil feeling from this. It's really nice overall. I think they do a really good job. I think that Arknights overall does a very good job at making beach and summer skins not super intense. It's not like, you know, it's not right in your face. The frills and the longer layers help a lot. I love in the chibi how it's not iridescent, translucent, or transparent words. It has a little bit of gentle transparency to it. And the transparency in the skin is allowing the sunset to show through. And I think it's really nice. Hibiscus is a bit bigger than that. Alright. Summer Flower Series brings out a girl's figure and physique using all natural material. Pursue the summer's hottest trend. It's good. I like it. It gives a more 90s feel than modern. It does, yeah. I think that might also be the coloring. You're right, it does not have a modern feel to it. It does have sort of... I think when you do something where it has, that blended in... It almost looks like there's a filter over it. It does kind of give a nostalgia feeling for some sort of time period. I think that the harmonized color is adding to that a lot as well. Alright. Who do we have up next? We have Angelina! Alright. Alright, I know nothing about Angelina other than same class as Suzerain and Fox. So, Fox bias. Fox bias immediately. Alright. My gosh, that looks good. Oh no. I'm definitely going to get hungry looking at these. Why do you have so much food? Oh. Gluttonous Fox. I mean, I can at least, I can at least admire. Oh my gosh, they're all cakes. They're all pastries. Kill me. Alright. So clearly we're on vacation. Clearly we've just ordered everything on the menu. Money seems to be no object in this instance. All the calories go straight to her pigtails. Her chibi has a sassy pose. It really does. You do not normally see poses like this in the chibis, do you? I don't recall seeing a pose that has this, like, hand-on-hip vibe. Oh my gosh, I can't get over how nice this looks. Okay, so... Vacation. Ordering everything on the menu. It looks like it... I can't tell if it's supposed to be indoor or outdoor. It looks like it's outdoor. But sometimes you can't tell based on what you're seeing, because, like, also why would you have giant pillows outdoors, right? It's one of those things where the architecture is not super clear. I think it's outdoors, because there's no window, but that doesn't always mean anything. And it doesn't always mean everything in the skins. Probably outdoors, though. The pillows look so soft. I can't quite tell what this is. We'll zoom in on this in a sec. And she overall just looks very, very relaxed and pleased. Suzerain and Angelina locked in dire competition for the fluffiest fox on Rhode Island trophy. Could be a beach house? Yeah, possibly. Wasps don't exist in Arknights, otherwise all those sweets couldn't be standing free like that. True, yeah. No wasps. Just exploding slugs. Totally fair trade-off, apparently. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Oh, it's all pastries. It's all pastries and fruity drinks. This is a really interesting color scheme. It's all fruit pastries, tarts. I see strawberries. I see, like, orange juice, mango juice. This is really nice. I really like this, I like this skin design. I'm going to say something a little bit weird and a little bit not artistic. The color scheme makes me sleepy. I don't know how to describe that. It has a little bit of that sepia nostalgia vibe, but I kind of wish that I love the idea behind the skin. I love the food. I actually wish that it was a little bit brighter, that it was a little bit more, that we could see a little bit more vibrancy in the food, in her hair, in the outfit. It looks like it's maybe an overcast day looking at the water. The vegetation is almost black and white. It doesn't have much green in it. It's a very tropical piece where they've removed the green in the tropics. Why would you remove green in the tropics? Tropics are kind of known for being green, right? Intense green, intense blue, and the only thing I can think is that by taking away the green and desaturating the blue, you allow everything else to shine through further. I guess you would have to have this lighting, in order to make all of the reds and oranges stand out better. But it does have a very sleepy, nostalgic vibe to it. It's like a faded photograph. Yeah, it is. Food coma? If it's a cozy, relaxing atmosphere, it works nicely, it looks comfy. It does seem comfy, but it's like... it makes me really sleepy. I think it's supposed to be more evening-timed piece. The sunset would give it that warm orange hue. That's true, but the sunset was kind of cut off. Like, literally, actually. You can see here that the sunset was cut off because this is the background here. Sunset would have been right here, and it got chopped off. This much food has to be illegal. There's so much food. There's so much food. Who needs a sun when Angelina's right there? Okay, that's clever. Her theme song is also very city pop sounding, so I think this vibe is intentional. Okay, that I could see that. I could understand that. I want the food too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so many tarts. So many... so much pastry. It's just second breakfast? We're kind of looking west. The sunset would be behind the camera. Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that. It looks kind of like an Italian outhouse, and Angie is Syracusan. Okay, fair enough. Is this anything that I should be able to tell? This, I can't make this out. Does this look like anything to anybody? I mean, it's a fairly vibrant color scheme, so it's gotta be something important, right? Her staff, probably? Like, folded? Looks like some sort of wind chime? I really can't tell. I don't know. I mean, it's clearly one of the most vibrant pieces here, so it's gotta be something important. But I really can't make it out. Can't tell what it is at all. Alright, I'm stumped on that one. Well, overall, I have to admire the food. The food looks very, very good. Yeah, it's... I wish I could at least see a version where it is more vibrant. I think I just want to see food in more of a tropical vibrancy. But I understand what the intent of the artists wanted to do here, wanted to create this vibe. And for that, I think it was successful. It is her staff. The chibi in-game shows how it folds up. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, like, it would have to be folded, right? It would have to be folded. Alright. Alright, Summer Flower Series brings out a girl's figure and physique using all natural material. Alright, it's the same one. Pursue the summer's hottest trend. Well, the hottest trend is I would like to see more of the food. Show me more of the food, please. I would love more of the food. Alright. Let's try... Is this Tomimi? Wow, okay. Wow. That doesn't... that doesn't feel at all like Tomimi. I thought that this was going to be, whispering, but... Tomimi? Huh. That is a very, very different look of Tomimi. I mean, yeah, no, I see her tail. I see her tail. It's definitely Tomimi. I just, was not expecting that is all. So much white, yeah. It's the opposite of how we normally see her, right? Because isn't she normally wearing, like, nearly all black? It's Tomimi in a wedding dress for Gavial, clearly. So much of me. Oh my gosh. White Zangetsu. Let's see. Very interesting, very, very interesting silhouette of the canvas composition. These, I think this is... Wait, is this hair? Wait, I can't... No. No, it's fabric. It's fabric. It's fabric of the... on the staff, I think? Very, very long ribbons of fabric here on the staff. Interesting choice. Alright. Yeah, because I remember she's always trying to find the latest fashion, so this is like, how did you get to this point, Tomimi? I do like how her tail swings around a little bit. That's really cute. Feels like she raided Whisperain's closet. See, that's what I was saying. I looked at it and I'm like, this is gonna be Whisperain, right? No, it's Tomimi. Cosplaying as Whisperain. She's evolving. It blows my mind you cannot see her tail in the skin. Yeah, you can. It's right there. What do you mean you can't see her tail? It's right there. Unless you're talking about here at the top, how it's, like, not as clear. She does feel like she's in a spotlight, yes. I can see her tail. The problem is the tail looks like it mixes in with these cliffs. If this cliff wasn't here, you'd probably be able to see the tail easier, because there is enough contrast here, with the sky. But, yeah, this cliff does make it kind of confusing. But no, we can see her tail. As pretty as she tries, her crimes won't wash away. Is that why it looks like she has a spotlight on her? Whisperain and Tomimi is drawn once again by Chizenji, Gladia Enforcer ETC artist. Okay, okay. So same artist. That would make sense then. Her tail's pretty gross, so I'm glad they cover it. It's not gross. It's not gross. It's good. Look, it's a little flips. Just a little flippy. A little tail flip. It's not gross. Look at that. Whoop, whoop. Alright. Let's see if we can make out any details here. It really does look like Whisperain's skin. It does look like she stole from Whisperain's closet. Or she's cosplaying. Probably also not helped with the different, like, aquatic feeling. Okay, there's a bird here. There's seagulls. There's seagulls here. This is kind of braided? Oh wait, now I am confused. Wait, what the heck are you doing with this? Hang on a sec, this is illogical. Wait a minute. I'm trying to follow this. So, okay, this is one cloth. And it goes up here. So there's this one cloth that goes from the staff to this larger piece here. Okay, that I can understand. And it's supposed to be in front of us. It's supposed to be a dynamic perspective. I understand that. That is fine. Then, that makes sense. Up there, up towards the staff. Then there's a little bit of a tattered piece and it goes down. That's fine. Then, we've got this piece. And if you follow this, Why is it attaching to your swimsuit and then splitting off from the staff? Wait, unless this is... No, this isn't on the staff. This is on your hand? Is this... Okay, this is a piece attached to the swimsuit and then to your hand. Is that what it is? But it's braided, so it looks like it would be heavier. I mean, it's clearly meant to be lighter, but the fact it's braided means it could be heavier. It's attached to your swimsuit and to the wrist. Would that limit movement? Huh. It's an interesting choice. It's an interesting choice. Zenji is like that one Final Fantasy artist, only instead of belts, it's cloth wisps. Complete maniac, I love it. That's fair. I mean, I do like the wispy elements, for sure. I'm just, I'm just thinking that maybe you don't want to limit your movement with where the cloth is. That's all. What's a starfish doing attached to her? What? I don't know. Maybe she just got out of the water or something. Her big tail ripped the shower curtains off and she's trying to hide behind being elegant. It didn't rip. No, these were clearly designed separately. But it is interesting that this pattern that is attached to her swimsuit is the exact same fabric that is attached to her staff. You just bonked someone and is leaving the crime scene. Is that why we have this, like, spotlight here? It really does feel like a spotlight. She got all tangled up and she's now trying to cover by aura farming. I just can't tell if she has full movement or not. I feel like a lot of this would restrict your movement. Aura farming for Gavial. The signature makes me feel like there's a poster of a famous opera singer. Oh, you're right! What? Why do you just have your signature here? What? Okay, interesting. I don't see any background elements that are entirely screaming out to me. I basically just see the cliffside here by the water. I guess you could argue that the cliffs mimicking the tail are kind of like representing that alligator crocodile-like motif. Tomimi literally trying her hardest for Gavial. A big wand is the microphone. Oh my gosh. Tomimi on vacation sending a card to Gavial. She probably made that as a card and sent it to Gavial, who promptly threw it away. I like how the stars, the floating petals, and the seashells blend together in 3 distinct layers. Oh, that's true, yeah. And there's also a very strange highlight here, too. So we've got, like, the stars, and then the petals, which are larger motifs, and then the seashells. You're right, yeah. Oh, and then the stones, too. And then the rocks on the beach. The petals, the rocks on the beach, the seashells, and then the stars. It all kind of has a little bit of this scattering or sprinkling effect. I don't think she has any hassle with movement, considering during her both skills, she no longer considers herself a caster, instead becomes a melee character. If you had actually stopped at caster, I could have excused the movement. And the lights on the horizon on the right. Oh, that's true, yeah. Yeah, the lights from the far-off towns or cities. She sells seashells by the seashore. But the value of these shells will fall. It's overall very nice and elegant, and considering that she does have white hair and a large black tail to deal with, I think the artist did a very good job finding a situation where you could use grayscale and still make it feel very different from all of the other skins. So I think it works. Also, I like the little touch of blue there in her hair that you can see better in the chibi than you can in the original. Caster's using melee. I'm out of mana, but I'm not out of options. Knuckle crack. The beach really looks like Kingdom Hearts. I wouldn't know, honestly. Alright. Silent Night series. The material is light, soft, breathable, and durable. The latest design that is as enchanting as it is elegant. That is fair. We'll give her that. I love her little swooshy tail here. I think it's really cute in the chibi. Alright. Oh, we have another for Mudrock. Alright. Hey! That's interesting. Wait, this is really interesting. These use the exact same motif as the other Mudrock skin. Huh. This uses the exact same motifs. We still have the candles. We still have the flowers. They're just not radioactive. And we still have the, basically muted grayscale nearly color palette. It is strange. Both of her skins are nearly identical in motif and symbol and objects. Where's the Potato Man portrait? Well, instead we have apples. Instead of potatoes, we have apples. It's strange. Really glad we got a new Mudrock skin that isn't just her in a black dress. I mean, this is also kind of similar to also being in a black dress. An apple a day keeps falling away. So Mudrock is a vampire now? Why? Because of the apples? Because of the red? Because of the eyes? You'll see some of the same motifs in the IS-5 prize skin as well. Why are these motifs also similar? Why the dual candles? I paid attention last time too. The other candles were also two candles. Maybe it's supposed to symbolize the horns? And these look like the exact same flowers, except they're not radioactive green. Alright, let's see if there's anything that we can discern from here. Alright, we've got a barrel of apples. We have no shortage of apples. Maybe these are for Cruz. Who knows? We've got the hammer here, but it's being held up by this small cloth for some reason. A little bit of our floating rock buddy pieces. I don't really know what... Okay. I don't know. Mini golem, maybe? Maybe a mini golem on its way? Yeah, I feel like the time of day and all those beach skins are supposed to be somewhat similar. That sort of dusk type. I'm waiting for a full armor skin. Where is it? That's a good point, honestly. It's kind of wild that there isn't one, right? Little friend in the making. We have apples with Mudmud and Scotty. True, but that is one apple versus a whole bushel of apples. That's a funny word. Bushel. It's a full bushel of apples. But why these particular flowers? I don't know what type of flower this is, but this is the same flower when it was not radioactive green. Mudrock is a gentle cinnamon bun who deserves all the costumes she wants. All of her skins have two vertical motifs in them, being candles or pillars. Interesting. Huh. I mean, her horns are probably the most vertical horn design I've seen for any operator. That is true. She uses the apple as a weapon? What, chucking the apple like it's a rock? Are we going to have an apple friend? Giant apple golem. Imagine. Apple golem. You know you would want to say it. What if it's actually rocks painted red? But they have stems. You see the stems here. Espresso, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. The eyes and a bite taken out of it? What? She makes apple pies for Soussier. She's an earthbender star? She can do anything with rocks? What, you think she made like tiny little rock stems? Tiny little rock stems. I'm imagining what an apple golem would look like. That could be an interesting design. If there is an apple golem, there is a cheese golem. Why did you have to say that? It's overall a nice looking skin. She looks very graceful here. Looks very, very graceful, I think. I'm still curious about these flowers. The cheese golem lies north of the atelier. Jeez. Realistically, there's a higher chance of finding a candy necklace golem than a cheese golem. I don't think either are a thing. Alright. I think the apples are there for lore reasons. What does Bob do again? Makes beer? Alright. I think it's overall a nice skin. I like the lighting in it. I like how soft it is. It's an interesting design. I'm not sure about the one yellow and one orange flower. That is kind of a random choice of color, but you know what? We'll take it. Alright. Oh, Project Red! I don't think I've seen a skin for Project Red yet. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Vesa, look away. Vesa, look away. Vesa, come back and skip this one, okay? Skip this one, Vesa. This one is not for Vesa. Alright. What on earth is... That is an interesting way to hold up an umbrella. Is the umbrella on a floaty? Wait, how the heck does this work? Huh. The umbrella is on a floaty being held by a crane. Why, though? You don't look like you're on the water, so why is the umbrella on the water? It's a side umbrella? Yeah, but like, why is it... Huh. Those are used at the beach quite often? I've never seen this thing. Certainly not this industrial looking. It looks heavy. How would this float? This looks like a heavy metal. Let's see here. Well, her actual outfit is pretty simple. But I'm very confused with the, I'm very confused with why the umbrella is being held in such a heavy manner. Alright, let's see here. Alright. My gosh. That is sad looking. Okay, got a beach ball, okay. We've got an air pump for this floaty. Wait, maybe this is not attached. Oh, I thought this was attached. Maybe it's just behind it. Okay, the floaty's separate. I got really confused. I thought the floaty and the beach umbrella stand were connected. And I was like, this is a heavy metal. The floaty is not going to be able to hold the heavy metal. So that makes sense. It's just behind. Okay, the floaty is separate. So we've got our air pump for the floaty. We can take it out whenever we want to. We've got a beach ball here. She definitely caught her own fish, that is for sure. Alright, so she's good at fishing. She even has like a little fish pin. The triangle logo has a swimsuit? What? Oh my gosh. Okay, interesting. Interesting choice. Pretty simple skin, but it fits Red. I don't know much about Project Red, only what I've seen in 5? I want to say chapter 5? I can't remember entirely now if it was 5. I think it's 5. About there, yeah. So I don't know much about her. I do like her regular outfit, though, with the big furred hoodie. I like this little fish pin. It's funny. She clearly is, like, proud that she is so good at catching fish. Vessa, I'm trying to avoid, you don't need to look at this skin. Don't look, Vessa. Considering her nature, she has the brawn of her brains feel to make the skin appropriate for her. That's fair. Fishing is okay. This is a very intense form of fishing, Vessa. This is not your normal fishing style. It's not typical fishing. It's very much wolf style fishing, I guess you would want to call it. She does seem proud of being able to fish, though. She fights the fish. She does fight the fish, yes. I mean, it's overall, like, I like the color scheme of it. I would not be able to paint this and make the shadows so super dark. I would not be able to get that much contrast. So, I'm looking at the color scheme here. Unless this was in the water, I would probably have lightened this a little bit because this is still a rubber material. So I don't think the shadows would hit this hard. But here, where it's being blocked by the umbrella and the bench, I would not have been able to go that dark on the skin shadow. On the material shadow. Sorry, I was thinking like the rubber. The rubber of the floaty material. There's fishing, and then there's target practice with knives. Jeez. Maybe she'd make a great fishing buddy. It's cool to see her having a hobby, given who she is. Yeah, she clearly seems proud of it, too. She's, like, she wants to show it off, too. Look at the oculative lighting underneath the table. The light bounces. Yeah, I see that, too. This is also really nice. This sort of, soft lean in with the blue to the yellow. That's a really good shading style too. Not spear fishing, but wolf fishing, yes. I think it's nice though. You know what? She's allowed to have hobbies. Also, I love how there's little zippers for her ears. That's a really nice detail. That's a really nice touch. The zippers for her ears is really cute. I feel like you probably could have made that in something, maybe not a zipper, but maybe like a Velcro or something. I feel like the zipper might get caught in your fur if you're not careful. I would probably have opted for Velcro or a button or a snap. I feel like a zipper could get a little itchy. Velcro might too, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Velcro wouldn't be as painful, though. Metal zipper, I feel like, would be a lot worse. Have you noticed how Vivi's horns go through her hoodie? Yeah, but it's designed that way, right? Doesn't it have, like, belts and clasps for it? Velcro might get caught in the fur, and that would be painful to remove. Yeah, that's true. I'd probably do a button, then. I'd probably do a button clasp. But I do like the little detail. It is a really cute detail. Snap button is best? Yeah. I think you're right. I would do a snap button. I think, oh, you guys. Silly reference, but I think if I remember, Jade Harley from Homestuck, I think her hoodie is a regular button. Button won't stop water or rain from leaking in? What do you mean? I told you you wouldn't like it. I'm just saying. Alright, we're moving on from that. I'm just saying, it's buttons. It's just buttons. Alright. Anyway, we'll move on. Light Breeze series. A swimsuit and jacket set designed with full body in mind. Yeah, as we were saying with the ears. Sure to satisfy your waterside athletic needs. There you go. Alright. Who is next up here? Sidoraka. Oh, she was welfare, wasn't she? Sidoraka was welfare, right? Was that for Arknights memoir, which has no relation, right? No relation at all. I think it's just like, we need to have somebody for welfare for this, but it's so intense, we can't just, like, throw in somebody from the story here. This is a nice skin, though. I forgot what her class is. I want... No, this wouldn't be... I can't tell. This feels like it would be a staff, but I don't know. Arts Guard? Oh, okay. Arts Guard. Okay, noted. She doesn't show up in any event or story until way later into the game. It's so weird to release her as the welfare for DM. I think they probably just needed some welfare that wasn't, like, super overpowered for that storyline, I would imagine. Sidoraka is related in the sense that she's a merc too. Interesting. But not even a sarcasm. No, she's Minoan, right? I forget what the Minoan species... I always get it confused. Minos is the location, right? So I forget what the species is called. Forte? Okay. So this is like one of our first beach pieces that actually has a bright sunny day. She's Forte, but it doesn't automatically make her Minoan. That's fair. Minos, Minotaur, Bulls. No, I got that, but I just don't remember the species name. How would she remove her hat? I think there's a clasp on it, right? Yeah, there's a clasp on it here. So you would, you'd have it off to the, you would probably unclasp this part of the hat, and it would just probably be like a long strand. So we've got Rhodes Island patch. We've got... Oh, it says Minos right here, too. So there you go. We have like a patch from Minos here. We've got a Rhodes Island patch. Yeah, I think that this visor would be able to snap apart. So that you'd be able to get it off. Your ears are so fluffy. They are. They are. Also, one of the few operators that does not have humanoid ears, huh? Huge personality. This is also one of the few beach skins in this lineup anyway that we've seen that is actually in the daytime, which works well for the bright, vibrant blue that we have, the very ocean, coastline-looking color scheme. All right, we've got our own little fire source here. This is a little bit of a strange layout for a beach, don't you think? This feels very industrial for a beach. I want to say that she's able to relax here, but this also doesn't seem like the most relaxing setup. The more furry ops like waifu have only their animal ears? Well, I would imagine. I would imagine so, jeez. Imagine if waifu had humanoid ears. I can understand her sword being in this case. I'm just not sure about... Well, okay. I just don't know what's here. This I can imagine being where your sword is kept. This part, food? No, there's a cooler here. I don't know what this would be. It's Terra Star, you gotta relax in different ways. I don't know how Sako would react to that version of waifu. It would be like that meme of the cat with human ears. I think that that's what it would look like. It would be like the meme of the cat. So yeah, no, I see the cooler for the drinks. Off-brand Gatorades here. But I don't know what would be needing to be held here. You're describing a demon star. We've got, like, the fire source. I just don't know what you would have here. And then we have a tent with a sleeping cot. What is your goal here? I was summoned? You were not summoned, Usako. You were definitely not summoned. The fire is dangerously close to the strap. Oh, you're right. Oh, that's not... Well, no, maybe it's further away and it just looks close. You know, maybe this is at least... This could at least be like a foot... Well, no, if I look at the... Well, maybe... It might have like a foot and a half of clearance. Yeah. At least 20 to 30 centimeters. It's okay. It's a little gust of wind. Well, maybe that's what the giant trunk is for. Maybe there's something in the giant trunk to help with that. She'll become a steak. Oh my gosh. She's a forte. She can tank an explosion. Waifu was being mentioned. I was absolutely summoned. You were not. You were not summoned. Imagine tail on fire. I mean, if you had fire here, and then there's a little gust of wind, and the... Yeah, that might be a little too quick. What Yeah, I'm dying to know what you would even have here on a beach day of all things. Like, how long are you planning to vacation here? You have a sleeping cot, so clearly a while. Anyway. I like her jacket. I like how the jacket can still stand out from the sky. And I think that her purple with the visor being the intense blue and yellow work well together. Overall, I think it's a nice skin. I think it has a lot of good unifying colors. I would probably like do a study on how this is painted with a pink and a blue. That's interesting. And I like that she seems pretty relaxed, despite everything else going on. A swimsuit and jacket set designed with the full body in mind, sure to satisfy your watered side athletic needs. What athletics? Alright. Okay. Jay! I don't think I've ever seen a skin for Jay. Okay. Jay is the lifeguard, making sure that Sidoroka does not catch on fire. Got it. Alright. She lifts the boxes. There you go. Alright. So Jay has to make sure that we don't have Forte on fire, I suppose. I don't... Is he a bear? I don't actually know what he is. He's very tired. He can't even stay awake in the chibi. Forte flambe, per se. Oh my gosh. Polar bear too? Interesting. Oh, like Aurora. His chibi can't even stay awake here. He's falling asleep. I feel like a lifeguard should not be falling asleep. What do you guys think? I don't think a lifeguard should be falling asleep. I think that would be not the smartest person to have on the job if a lifeguard is falling asleep. It's fine. He's overworked. Well, shouldn't... If you know that you're getting too tired, shouldn't you, like, hand your shift over to someone else, maybe? Just saying. I don't know. I just feel like maybe you would want to consider that. Need that LMD. Most people say polar bear, but I think he's meant to be based on this one type of Turkish bear that has very splotchy fur. Oh, that's possible then. Because, yeah, splotchy fur is definitely something I've noticed, so that could be it. This man carries Lundman's entire economy on his back. Well, hopefully he can get some rest on, like, actually take a vacation, right? This is a very simple skin in terms of design and outfit, but I still would not be able to do this level of contrast. I have to give a lot of praise for this level of contrast, this level of shadow. Like, even just in this leg here, I'm looking at how much the sun is being scattered across the leg. The light of the foot, the light of the leg, the shadow here. This is very intense highlight and shadow work. And this is not easy to replicate. I think it's funny that there's just this one lone brush stroke right here because I actually know what brush this is. It's very common for people to make textured rendering using a rake brush. And I love how there's just this one brush stroke from the rake brush here. I can also see it here, and maybe here as well for the sun dappled effect. But I love this just very straight, easy to see rake brush. His E2 has a polar bear? Huh. Interesting, then. He came here after his 2 other part-time jobs cut him some slack. Imagine Jay looking at the sea, thinking about all the sea creatures he could cook and serve as sashimi. I don't want to be here, I'd rather be out on the water. Jay's expression is how I feel whenever I pull Jay from recruitment instead of Red or Feeder. My gosh, poor guy. Turkish splotchy bear would be cool, but his E2 does very clearly show a polar bear. Okay. That would have been cool, though. That would have been cool, considering that Arknights does not shy away from the more obscure animals. He's restraining his hands from cooking up the local sea life. I have to give praise to this level of light and rendering, though. I mean, this is almost pure black to almost pure white. It does a good job showing how intense the light is for the sunny day. And again, I find it funny that I can point out the rake brush here in the textures. Need to get him his own kitchen. It's simple, but I like studying the simple ones because it makes me think that I could get to this level. Alright. Made with materials that are both durable and comfortable, this outfit ensures high performance in a variety of different conditions. Alrighty. Alright, next we've got... Ooh, okay, we are moving away from the beach! We are moving away from the beach here! We've got our Keto, who I do have set up in Kernel right now. Wow, okay. Big, happy, fun, idle vibes. I love it. Also, this does a great job showing off her tail. It's not, her tail's not being obscured by anything. She looks like she's having a lot of fun. I like how vibrant and bouncy this is. Arketo, more like Arcato. This is fun. I love the little griffin balloons here. Look at that. Look at these little griffin decorations. She looks tired too. Wouldn't you be if you were performing on stage for hours on end? Interesting way to advertise a monastery? What? I don't know what you guys are talking about. But I think that the vibe is nice. There's so much little extra confetti bits and everything here. Read the text? I'll read the text after going through the design here. Okay, we've got the big screen. So we've got different views here, like its concert layout. She does look tired, but I honestly don't blame her. This looks exhausting. But I love the little griffin decorations here. These little balloons at the top, spinning around, they're fun. Oh look, she's got a little griffin plushie toy here on her outfit as well. We've got total idle vibes, little griffin plushie. Oh yeah, yep. I can see that she's sweating a little bit. She's exhausted. This is probably her last performance of the evening. She's probably been on stage for hours on end. She looks very tired. But she's got a roaring pile of fans here, because you can see how many light sticks there are, so definitely has a big audience. I think it's funny that she still keeps her bow here on stage, just in case she might need to grab it. And there's a piano here, but I don't see anybody playing the piano. Idle star when? I could never do the idle stuff. I've seen some people on Irium try to go the idle route, and that seems so intense. That seems so crazy. We're some of the fans. Valid. Honestly valid. It looks like it's a full house tonight. Do you recognize the griffins above her? I don't know people's color association that well, but I noticed they have little details on their necks. I don't think I do. I'm the blue decoration. Grendel, hello, welcome in. Hey! Grendel, hello, welcome in. Grendel, hello. It is good to see you. I'm going over the skin designs in Arknights. I hope you're doing well. One of them's becoming a shop up next? Oh, okay. Wait, so, Sophia? I'm really tempted to try to shop purchase Fia, honestly. Because I just have a little bit of a... I have a little bit of a Phoenix bias. I really have a Phoenix bias. But wait. Interesting representation, because a Phoenix is not a Griffin. Do you have enough? I need like 20 more? I need about 20 more. But yeah, she's really pretty. I like this design. Who do you think was blue with Fia? Mostema? If I recall Code of Brawl? I don't... Okay. So Fia, Mostema... I don't think I know the next one. I don't know if it's a Penguin Logistics thing. The next one is just herself? Oh, okay. Okay. Arketo, Fia, and Mostema. Interesting. I've been quite busy, but been lurking around. Well, Grendel, we are happy to have you here. It is good to see you. I hope that you have been doing cool things. I understand being busy. If you haven't been in the Discord recently, you should definitely hang out in the Discord, because it's absolute insanity there. And it's really nice to see you. It's really nice to see you. It also has a cool skin, which I think you skipped. There's some that I have to skip if they are spoiler-based. But I do like Fia in general, just because I have a little bit of a Phoenix connection. Anyone who's read the VTuber lore and everything. So I have a bias for Phoenixes. So I do think that I want to try to shop purchase Fia, or at least try to roll on the banner. I also have borrowed Fia a little bit in the past, more than I borrowed other ops, so yeah, I think I would like to try to go for Fia at some point. Fire chicken. I feel so bad for every Phoenix that's just called a chicken. Every Phoenix. But yeah. Overall, I love how happy and vibrant this is. That's really cool that she gets the idol design. You should have thought about that before they became chickens. Phoenixes are not chickens! KFC without the hassle. Oh, you guys are terrible. Alright. I think it's still really nice. Idol Project Shining Steps. Promotional costume and publicity strategy. The cloistered idol Hildegard appearing with the sponsorship from Mountain Dash Logistics Sings the praises of Landon Monastery in a modern, fashionable way. Oh! That's why you guys said monastery. She sings the praises of Landon Monastery in a modern and fashionable way. So this is the promotional aspect of things, huh? Promoting a monastery. Okay. Interesting. Monstery? Landon Monstery. Oh. A typo. Thanks, Yostar. Alright. Next are, combat? Okay. Skip reading text. Noted. Skip reading text? I'll try to, like, put something in front of my face so I don't read it. Okay. Interesting. Mountain. Okay. It's a lot of chains. You were the other skin? The one with the nun clothes. Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that. Did you realize Takanashi Shikara's altar is a phoenix, not a cat? Very important. Wait, what do you mean by that? But yeah, this is... There's a lot of chains here. Okay. Interesting design. Silhouette design. Interesting, like, white to black. Very, pyramidal. Can't read the text, so I'm just going to zoom in so that I don't end up accidentally reading it. This is Mountain's power level when you place him correctly. Either all black or all white from Mountain. Alright. Are these birds? These do look like birds. I see either like a crow or a raven. Lots of them, actually. Lots of... They're pretty large, so I'm gonna go with a raven. You see tangents? Where do you see tangents? Is it the wing? Is it the wing here? This wing! Oh my gosh, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. Oh, come on. Oh. That is a pretty egregious tangent, I have to say. Look at all the star crows around him saying dumb little puns about him. You do be a mountain. You got the mountain shape and the Star's gonna figure out how to put poor Mountain on a range tile, just watch. Hey! Wouldn't that mean that I, like, invented an altar? Wouldn't that be a good thing? It could be for the outline. Oh, this is a pretty bad tangent. I don't care if it's meant to evoke the feeling of a mountain. This is a bad tangent. This is a bad tangent. Just, all you had to do was just have a tiny feather right here. Just like they did here. Just like they did here. Take this feather and just put it right here. Lighten it so it matches the color, obviously. And just put a feather right here so that it... Ugh, this is bad. Ugh. Think about it yourself. That would be twice the amount of tiles for you to misplace Mountain. Would it be a good thing? Aww. Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, but pun saying star crows tormenting a sweet innocent man into insanity. Oh. The chains are reference to him being imprisoned in ice for his crimes. Oh. Just... I can't get over that one time that Usako was in stream and was like, Star, stop putting him in the freezer. Oh. Oh my gosh. Mountain is such a hard op to use. You need climbing gear to figure him out. Hey, that wasn't my pun. That was Stupidebra. That was not my pun. That's not my pun. Randup, hey, hello, welcome in. How are you? I hope you're having a good day. Did you stop putting him in the freezer? I think I did. I think I did. Oh. This is a really interesting skin. He's just got so much chains everywhere. Chains and spikes and spikes and chains. And these strange, very strange tassels. Huh. And he's like holding the chains too. Is there anything else I can make out? I can't really make out anything beyond here. Alright, the strong, sharp angles here tell me that this is some kind of building, and I know I'm not supposed to know what type of building. But it does look like he's in front of some sort of building or structure, which is interesting. I just see lots of chains. Oh! Interesting shoe design. Okay, very spiky shoe design. The shoes themselves look like they're covered in armor. It's like that one Ultra Instinct Goku being held back and chained up. They're holding him back. Huh. Okay. Did you upgrade his residency to refrigerator? I think those shoes would hurt someone if thrown. Probably, yeah. Shouldn't the spikes be on the other side for mountain climbing? What is... I feel like there's something here and I can't quite tell what it is there. Can't make that out. There's some sort of charm or something here. Is that like a... Is that a lock? Is that a lock with all the chains? What on earth is that design? That's crazy. His forward stance in the skin emits a powerful but non-aggressive personality, grief and resilience. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The chains are interesting. I don't... The chains and the ravens. I mean, it's a very elegant suit. I'm surprised that the chains have not ripped it apart, frankly. You must lock in when positioned behind someone from Star. What vibes do you get from this skin? Very Poe-like? I mean, there's something to be said about this suit, right? The suit has sort of like a romantic Victorian elegance from it. It has this feeling of, like, tortured poet. Maybe the ravens are making me think too much of Edgar Allan Poe. But there does feel like some sort of tortured poet element to it with how the suit looks. I don't know. Obviously tougher than that. Obviously not a literal poet, but maybe it's just the way that the, maybe it's just the way that the collar looks to me that's giving me that vibe. It doesn't feel like biker. No, it feels too refined to be biker. I mean, the shoes throw me off. The shoes kind of throw off the rest of the feeling of it. But there's fancy details here. And there's fancy details on the collar. There is sort of like an elegant sense to it. I just can't figure out, I can't really figure out the vibe. There is sort of a gentleness to this. He's only holding onto these chains with 2 fingers. He's not like grabbing the whole thing and ripping it down. He looks very contemplative, the way that he is holding onto these singular chains, kind of like... He looks like he's very deeply thinking about something. He's not just trying to automatically rip them down and destroy them. It's very inquisitive. Very, very deep in thought, I think. He's even wearing dress pants. Dress pants are too fancy for bike riding. Yeah, exactly. Too fancy, too fancy. This is what Poe would be like if he turned around, read his poetry, said nevermore before jumping on a Harley. Do you perchance know what Bloodline of Combat series of skins stands for? I know that it's lore-based relation, so I know that I can't read the description. Because I'm trying to go through these without spoilers, so I cannot read the description, so I'm going to admire it from here and skip to the next one and read that at some point in the future. But yeah, it's overall, it's a nice composition, it's a nice color scheme, and again, taking the white of his head against the black of the background and the black of the pants against the white of the background, very, very, very well done. Alright. We'll move on here. Okay. So, Infectus. Let's see here. I can't... Where is this? Oh my gosh. It's the little priest. Goodness, the bird is back. The bird is back. So I was asking, since you were quite sensitive with spoilers. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Alright, this is also... Wait. This one says Bloodline of Combat, but we've, Have I learned this? Was this from Gavial's event, or is this later? Because if it's later, I understand that too. High Priest? Contemptible blue bird. Yes? Wait, which, yeah. Okay, Gavial event. So I can read this one because I know it, right? That's good to know. The skin gives her chibi a little tail tool, but oh, I love that. Yeah, that's really cute. It's the world's most generous tank top. It's fine, it's fine. Let's see. So we've got our main weapon here. You can read the text on this? Alright, cool. Good to know. We've got the tail tool belt, which I love. And is this like a gasoline? Looks like it's gasoline. It's after? But you know she went to Rhodes Island from the ending of the event. Okay, yeah, I mean, like, everyone did, basically, right? Except for the other Asling op. Diesel fuel? Well, there's also the little Rhodes Island piece here, too. Look at High Priest aura farming. Yeah, what the heck? That's fun, though. Alright, so definitely working hard here on some sort of machinery. It looks like she's trying to build the big ugly again. Has he not been NPC jail forever? Is High Priest wearing safety goggles? It does look like that, doesn't he? He's wearing safety goggles, but she isn't. It's obviously a very simple outfit because, you know, you're just toiling away with heavy machinery all day. So, no need to really cover up for that, I suppose. I love how the blue in her hair also reflects High Priest's blue. It's not the exact same blue, but it's nice that they both have blue and yellow in their design, or not yellow. It's nice that they both have, blue in their design. Kind of ties them together a little bit. It looks like those primitive ski masks you use when it's snowing outside to avoid being blinded by the sun. She looks kind of mad at us? Irritated for interrupting, maybe? She's got, like, yellow accessories, yellow dots on the glove, blue on the glove, which reflect in her hair, and also on the badge here. The yellow dots again on the shoes, and also in the shading on her tail. That's Big Ugly with the skin with a red paint job. Oh dear. So we have not quit pursuits of higher machinery. Sounds like Usako. We do have primary colors, yeah. We do have the primary colors. It mainly feels like it's in the red and... it's like, the main color of the skin is red. Secondary yellow, or muted yellows and grays, and tertiary blue. But tertiary blue with High Priest having the full, middle composition. Infectus is literally your stargazer. Yeah, she just looks like she's irritated that we interrupted her workload, if anything. This is fun, though. As long as she gets to continue doing what she loves, right? It's a good position, for the skin. It does a good job of composition. Resting snake face. Overall, like, it's like she's irritated from being interrupted. High Priest is like, look what we're doing! Infectus is based and not mine originium for tribespeople. Yeah. It's a good design. I can't quite tell what this part is, but it does a good job showing perspective and atmosphere. Alright, so I can read this one. Thank goodness. Alright, Infectus's outfit while refitting an experimental model, Raging Ironhide. Oh dear. Every point worked on all by herself. Everyone's saying she's much more reliable than Closure. Oh! Closure fiercely rolling her eyes. What the heck? Why would people say that? Everyone's saying she's much more reliable than Closure? That's so sad. Is this the second time this week that there's been Closure slander? First with, oh my gosh, first with, oh my gosh, I'm not whispering. Infectus is not draining our wallets. Warfren, thank you. Yeah, first with Warfren, we had Closure slander, and now with Infectus, we have more Closure slander. Not slander if it's true. I don't know. I think that closure looks nice, so I feel bad that she's getting all kinds of slander. And the irony, right, is that Closure is the one who sells us the Infectus outfit here. To be fair, Closure's not exactly the most reliable engineer. Oh dear. Well, look, she's still selling us these outfits, so... Alright. Anyway. She doesn't know. We have to keep Closure away from Star before she scams her. What? Alright. Let's see. We have an Azling skin. Alright, this is also combat. Don't know if this one is safe, but I'll just assume not. This is interesting. This is really simple. Wow, there's barely a background, but of the background that we have, this is also okay because it's from the same event. Okay. It's interesting, because it's barely a background, right? It's barely a background, but it's a very, very busy background with all kinds of different foliage here. And hummingbirds? I think these are hummingbirds. Is Flint Liberi? Is Flint a hummingbird, or is this just the, is this just meant to be for effect? Love all the plant focus in the Azling skins. Yeah, they're really made for you, aren't they? You really do need to have, like, an Azling niche. Also, thank you, MG, I appreciate it. She is a hummingbird? Okay. So, Hummingbird Liberi. She's really speedy in her attack like a hummingbird. Oh, I see, I see. These must be the types of flowers that hummingbirds like to get nectar from, then? They look like they would be, anyway. I'm not really sure what they are. There's giant hanging strips of them. You're trying? Fair enough, fair enough. It's a very simple outfit, overall. It's a very simple composition. But it's a very strong angle of a composition. The perspective is basically looking straight up. This is probably where our ceiling would be. And it's hanging down, showing a very, very tall. Which does a good job. If hummingbirds are small, right? It does a good job making this look very tall. Then it makes her look very small in comparison, which works for a hummingbird, being a smaller bird. I can't quite tell what these are, though. I'm trying, put Flint in your kernel pick, but no dice. Oh no. I'm sorry. Looks like Wisteria? That's, okay, yeah. Probably Wisteria. Well, yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Wisteria. She's one of the shortest non-Duran operators. That's fitting. So yeah, the design of the Wisteria being held from a very, very high location and then perspective looking upward makes her look shorter in the grand scheme of the skin design. Flint is a tomboy Street Fighter, but tiny. Alright, let's see here. It could be Wisteria. I don't know if it's Wisteria. It does look a little bit different from standard Wisteria. I think Wisteria has smaller pieces on it, if I recall. So I'm not actually sure what this is. Oh, you have enough gold certs? There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Maybe purple cardinals? I don't think I know what those are. Japanese wisteria? Are they differently shaped? I like how her hair is tipped to sort of be like the underbelly of the hummingbird, and the dress as well. Or maybe like the extra detail around the eyes. She picked a fight with Blaze, who's a cat literally 2 feet taller than her. Could be more of a fictional plant, inspired by a real plant. It's Terra after all. That is true, yeah. Hummingbirds don't go for wisteria flowers, so I don't know why these were chosen. I don't know. I don't know if it's wisteria or not. It might be something else. I'm no lore guy or anything, but with eyes like that, is she blind perchance? I think it's just Aisling's style, right? She does have the color scheme in the skin of a hummingbird, which I really like. The dress shows the underbelly of the hummingbird. The shoes kind of do a good job alluding to the darker tail. And then the split of the coat here and the more green-gray on the sleeves does a good job of indicating the wings. So overall, this is actually matching these hummingbird color schemes pretty well. And then even if you wanted to argue that the yellow of the neck here could be sort of what's in her pockets. Creeping bellflowers? They do look like bellflowers, yes! Yeah! They do look like bellflowers. I think you could be right about that. Thinking of flowers, the ones in blue poison skin are a type of bluebell which are poisonous. Nice detail. Ooh, really? I like that. I see some white-colored flowers close to her shoulder. Yeah, they're sort of like mixed in with white and purple. We sort of got like a different color mix here. Some strands are white and some strands are purple. Which again does a good job going back to the hummingbird design, right? Hummingbirds are another bird that is iridescent. So they sometimes flash a bright purple or a bright green. And then they have the yellow underbelly. So that could have been the decision there. It's funny, I would not have imagined an Aslingop to be represented by a hummingbird, but you know what? I like it. I think it could work. I always picture hummingbirds to be a little bit more vibrant, but these are very muted hummingbirds. Which does a good job, sort of not being so stereotypical, right? Hummingbirds are iridescent, but a lot of the times when you see them, they're going to look almost black and white. So I actually like that. Gorgeous flower. Flint's attire when she set out on a lone journey. Catastrophe messenger. By her own declaration. Before, her fists only knew Aquala and Rhodes Island. Now, it's Terra's turn. Oh. Okay, then. She's a smiley, happy, punchy dork. Oh, goodness. Would you ever get around to looking at skins from event rewards? Sure. Why not? Sounds like a threat, geez, yeah. Now it's Terra's turn. I'm gonna punch all of Terra. She's on a mission, fighting everyone. Oh, dear. Alright, here. Maybe we'll do 2 more. How's that sound? Alright, so we've got, okay, this is Iris Scarp, and it is Bloodline of Combat, so I, again, can't read it. But we've got our bunny here. We got our bunny here. We're in some sort of factory. I can't really, I'm not very good at making out the mechanical parts, honestly. You can read this one? Okay. I always want to double check, so thank you, I appreciate it. We're in some sort of factory. The hat is making it a little hard to see the ears, but that's okay. He's a Duracell. Is the white stuff supposed to cover so much of his head? That's a good question. Maybe not in the, because this preview shows it not being hidden, so. Oh, really? Huh. Okay. That's an interesting choice because look at how much is covered here. And then in the preview, it's not covered. It's not covered in the preview, but then it is in the skin? Huh. That is an interesting choice. I understood if it was here for effect on the composition. I don't, and here is fine, but why here? That's, it's not covered in the preview, so you have an easier time selecting the op among many? What do you mean by that? That is a little confusing. So, okay, we're dealing with a lot of, like, electricity. I see a lot of voltage signs here. No operating with open flames. Noted. Understood. I can't really... I don't know where we are. Is this some sort of, like, engine room, perhaps? Looks like it might be in an engine room. We're definitely very, very, very covered up. I would imagine for safety reasons. Again, there's high voltage signs even on his outfit. So yeah, I guess Duracell Bunny is accurate. Not really feeling a stylistic choice, but you do you, artist. Yeah, I personally probably would not have covered up right on his head. It's not a choice I would have made. It's in an event I don't think you've played yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Interesting design. For some reason, this bunny wants to be electrocuted every now and then. What? It's a very hefty design, and it's very interesting. It's strange how so much of this is all cut up. I'm really not sure about, I mean, maybe there's some sort of lore reason or concept or something. I just can't understand the choice here. I at least like the weaponry design is cool. I like the weaponry design. I like the sort of brass and intense oranges. I think that could work well. It's a good color scheme, I will say. I like the sort of splashes of pink and purple and blue throughout here. I like how vibrant the color scheme is. This is really throwing me off. It's taking up, like, the majority of the screen. It's definitely distracting. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. I think that Iriscarp is a fine operator. I just would have gotten rid of that big, giant white patch. When you're selecting an op for your squad, many navigate by art. If he was covered on the preview, I'd imagine it would be annoying to select since the preview is what you're going off of. I guess? Everything else I do like, but that is so jarring. I agree. This is really jarring. Also, it's a tangent. It's jarring and it's a tangent. It's a double whammy. I don't know. I like Iriscarp, but I even like the design. But I don't think this is working. I'm sorry. Nori has a brain that cannot be understood. Kafka artist too. I liked Kafka's piece, that made sense. But if we're going to be working with cardboard and papercraft, let's keep the cardboard and papercraft to the right season. Wonder if it might have been composed for Live 2D? I don't know, maybe. Like, these would fly away, perhaps? These would be, like, moving in the wind? I don't know. Alright. Let's see here. We'll go for Blaze next. Okay. Ambient synesthesia. Alright. The artist also drew silence. Alright. Ambient synesthesia. Interesting. Lots of very, very intense colors here. Lots of intense colors. Rip text. I mean, do you want me to go back and read? I saw a place that I'm not supposed to be familiar with. And go back if you'd like. I don't think I'm supposed to know what this is, but... Entire while upgrading Rim built-in weapon distribution center. Weapon system. Okay. He needs to infiltrate a catastrophe area together with his friends and heist an important piece of data back before the Colombians. I don't know what it means, but okay. Understood. Alright. Anyway, Kato. Ambient synesthesia. Okay. Interesting pattern style. Don't worry about it. It's not something we've seen anywhere. Okay. It hasn't been in lore yet, as far as you can remember. Okay. There's nothing wrong with hearing about Rim Built-in if that's what you're worried about. Okay, yeah, that was my concern. So... Danger on fire. Wait, it doesn't say on fire, it says, Does it say cat on fire? Danger, cat on fire. Alright. What is on her shoe? It looks like it was... That's funny. It's very, very accurately looks like it was painted on with a marker. The striped top is definitely wild, yes. Danger, cat on fire. Okay, Blaze. I can't read what's on the shoe. Oh, and then this is also the... This is the kanji for fire, isn't it? I think, if I remember... No, it's not. No, it's not. Never mind. There'd have to be a cross through it at the top, wouldn't there? No. It is? Am I thinking of something different? Doesn't it have a cross through it? That is for fire? Why did I think it It says, what? Peace and love? Okay, cat on fire, peace and love. There is no cross neck in? Why did I think there was? I mean, I must have been thinking of something else. Okay, so it is fire, so the drums do say fire. She's Chinese, so it's Hanji, not Kanji? I thought it was the same across, no? I don't know a lot about, Chinese. You must have been thinking of Yu-Gi-Oh! Fire attributes. I don't know. Same on her... Oh, okay. On the armrest. On the wristband here. Huh. Okay, we get it. Very much fire-themed. Also on the shoes. Also a little detail here on the shoes. Your PC crashed the moment Blaze appeared. What does that mean? Very interesting design, honestly. Okay. So this is her rock star moment. Interesting. I like how intense magenta the symbols are. Intense magenta and intense turquoise. GPU melting for Raoul. PC probably overheated. I mean, danger, cat on fire, right? And then she's got like these giant untied ribbons here. I feel like you could almost trip over those. Probably not exactly, but something about this one I just do not like. That's fair. You're not gonna like all of them. It's a very it's a little much for the outfit, I agree. Also having like one long pant, one short pant, it's also a bit too low. It's also a little, yeah, I'm definitely not it's probably not my favorite design either. It probably needs a little bit, a few more inches on the clothing would help. All right. I mean, I like the background overall. But yeah, I'd probably put a few extra inches on the clothing. Asymmetrical legwork can look good sometimes, but this is not an example of that. Fair enough. Stage clothing picked by drummer Blaze herself. Blaze, really? There might not be much material, but it's breathable, sweat absorbent, and flame resistant, ensuring no outfit malfunctions during will affect Blaze's performance. Blaze loves this outfit, how can I say no? Probably because she's over 30 and they designed her outfit to be a bit revealing. She's old, she can show off. I did see that the drums had the kanji for fire, yeah. So, alright. She gets her rock star moment. She deserves it. That's understandable. Alright. We'll take that. She can have that. I like the tail swish on the chibi. It is a really nice, yeah, I like it. It's a little bit boxy. I can see a little bit of it being slightly boxy, but yeah. Alright. I think we're probably going to call it there. I don't know how many we did for review today, but it is a little bit on the lighter side for me. So we'll probably call it there. I think that in the beginning I probably spent a little too much time on some of the skins. But that's okay, that's okay. It's smooth but boxy. Boxy kind of makes sense since it's a very old skin. That's fair. That's fair. Alright. So I think that our next stream is probably going to be more operator records and going back a little bit into the skin reviews. I know that the team has been working really, really hard to get the operator records to go through, so I really, really appreciate you guys doing that. That means a lot. If you've not yet, definitely consider subscribing on YouTube, following on Twitch, or joining our Discord. There is an Arknights channel in the Discord. Please be aware that I don't want it to go past anything related to Act 1. I've only just recently finished Act 1. So please make sure to be mindful of that. If you want to talk about anything further than that, there are threads. There is a CN thread for anything released on CN servers first, and there's global thread for anything that you guys are familiar with that I probably wouldn't be. So again, I really appreciate you guys. I will see you Saturday. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you may be in the world or the worlds beyond. And well, I appreciate you guys a lot, and have a fantastic rest of your evening. All the best.